This is Ask the Experts. Here's Curran Bhatia.
I am Curran Bhatia, joined by heavyweight Stephan Big Shot Shaw. You've seen him knocking out people in the ring, getting a chance to talk to him now before his big opportunity. Stephan, how are you doing, my friend?
Man, I'm blessed. I can't complain at all. Just got done with the last sparring session for this camp, and everything's clicking, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
I've been watching your career fondly. I've called some of your fights, and you've worked your record up to 18-0, 13 knockouts. You're just 30 years old, and it's felt like you're on the doorstep of a massive opportunity for a long time. And it feels like that is definitely here. You're going to be headlining against Efe Ajagba on ESPN January 14th. So first of all, I mean, how did this even come together? Tell me.
Well, I was originally scheduled to fight Guido Vianello as the co-main event for this card. But when Oscar Rivas pulled out of the fight due to a detached retina, I guess I was the first option that they called for a replacement. And, I jumped on the opportunity. You know what I mean? I felt like it was a perfect opportunity for me to ascend to another level and to take my career to another level. And, like I said, I've been in camp, even though I took this fight, like you could say on a 3 weeks notice, I've been in camp. I've been training. I knew I was going to fight Guido Vianello on the same date, but it's just the game plan just changed. That's it. Been grinding, been working my butt off. I flew my family out to my training camp for the holiday and spent some well-needed time with my loved ones and had that love surrounding me. But I'm ready to rock and roll, and that's pretty much how I got the call. And like I say, I jumped on the opportunity, man.
Absolutely. It's very well-deserved. I'm glad to see you headlining on ESPN. So when this opportunity was presented to you, I mean, you were in camp for a different opponent, like you said, and you're preparing for one thing and you got to make adjustments, and that's what happens in life. Was there any hesitation at all, or were you saying, this is my opportunity, I'm ready to go?
No, there was no hesitation on my end. I jumped on it. Like I didn't hesitate and I jumped on it. I said, absolutely. And everything had worked out, as far as, the particulars and all the details and the business side of it. And I jumped on it, and I felt like it's a great opportunity. Again, like I say, I feel like it's a great opportunity for me to go to another level. And we know that Ajagba is a puncher, but to be honest, almost every guy at the heavyweight division is a puncher. And I've been sparring some of the hardest hitting heavyweights in the game, hardest punchers ever. Deontay Wilder. I've been sparring Deontay Wilder for the past 5 years, helping him get ready for some of his biggest fights of his life, and helping Andy Ruiz get ready for big fights in his career. So, I'm not new to somebody that hits hard. I hit hard. He has to be prepared for what I'm coming with. So, So it's not a one-way street in there at all. And I'm ready. I'm very ready.
You've trained with heavyweight champions in the past. You carry yourself as a heavyweight champion, and now you're getting a massive opportunity on a big stage. You mentioned the names Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz. What were the type of things that you learned when you sparred with Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz?
I learned that I can hang. I can hang with the best of them. That I can compete with the best of them. Not just hang in there and do okay. I do great. And once I work with those guys, like, just getting out of the ring, taking off my headgear, everybody coming up to me, giving me dap, like, you're going to be world champion. You're going to be world champion. And for a young fighter, that's what you want. Especially if you're not getting marketed as such, if you know what I mean. You're not getting marketed as the next champion or, a future champion. When you go into the trenches with the current world champions at the time, and, there are people and outside viewers are just coming up to you like, man, I take my hat off to you, man. You nice. you cold. You know what I mean? You're going to be next champion. You know what I mean? That just let me know where I was at and let me know what I have in store for the future. Even though I already knew that, you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like it's confirmation. You know what I mean? And I'm a very God-fearing man. You know, I'm a praying guy. And I pray about this. You know what I mean? I give it all to God. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like this opportunity happened. You know, it's nothing but God. You know what I mean? And I'm very thankful because God doesn't make any mistakes, and God works in mysterious ways, but he doesn't make any mistakes. You know, my father always telling me, plan if you wish, just know that God is the best of planners. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what this opportunity is. You know what I mean? We plan to fight Guido Vianello, you know what I mean? But God is the best of planners, and I feel like he got something big in store for me.
100%. I know you're a man of faith. I've seen you post about that on social media, and we can see that the way you carry yourself. I called one of your fights against Libomir Pinchuk. That was on NBC Sports Network, and we were preparing for you to take on Jermaine Franklin in a main event. That didn't come together, but now, you know, everything works itself out, and now you're headlining on ESPN. So let's talk about the fight. Efe Ajagba. First of all, is this the biggest fight of your life? Is this the toughest opponent? And how are you preparing for this opponent?
Definitely the biggest opportunity, biggest fight of my life right now to date. You know what I mean? This is the biggest, you know, this is the most known opponent. You know what I mean? Absolutely. It's a main event. I mean, all of it stacks up and lines up as such. You know what I mean? I'm preparing for a guy that comes forward, you know what I mean, and trying to throw a big right hand. You know what I mean? But when you, you know what I mean, look at everything else, it's like, it looks like a guy that's still learning on the job. It looks like a guy that can't fight going backwards. It looks like a guy that doesn't really put his hands together well in succession, you know what I mean, in combination. And, you know, I feel like those are some advantages. And it's other advantages that I also see, you know what I mean? And he's also been beaten. So there's a blueprint on how to beat him. You know, it's not a blueprint on how to beat me. You know what I mean? So he's going to have to try to find out the hard way to beat me. And something that he's not going to do, you know, because like I say, I've been preparing for this all of my life. I'm not just some guy that just picked up boxing because I punched some guy while I was working at a bakery and a former soccer player. Like his story is, you know what I mean? I've been around boxing all of my life, and I'm very comfortable in the ring. You know what I mean? I see a lot of stuff, you know what I mean, when I'm in there. I feel like I have a great IQ when I'm in there. And I'm not just one of these stiffs that he has steamrolled over in the past. You know what I mean? Like, I got the skills to pay the bills, period.
You certainly do. Your grandfather was an amateur fighter. Your father was involved in boxing. This is your your legacy. This is your background here. In terms of your record versus his, you're undefeated. He's 16-1. He does have a high knockout percentage, but you mentioned that one big loss that was to Frank Sanchez. He was knocked down in that fight. Rather, did you watch his fight with Frank Sanchez? Did you pick up anything? And if you watched it?
Yeah, I watched a whole bunch of his fights. You know what I mean? I watched his fights live, you know what I mean, when they happen, you know what I mean? And I definitely saw that fight with Frank Sanchez. And again, Frank Sanchez pretty much laid out the blueprint on how to beat him. And then, you know, I feel like it's other things in there that, you know what I mean, I can capitalize off of. And, you know, in other fights, I've seen how certain things that kind of give him a challenge, you know what I mean? And I'm ready to impute those things, you know what I mean, next Saturday night. And I'm ready to have fun with it too.
I know you certainly are, and I know you're ready for this moment. You've been ready for the bright lights for a long time.
Yes, sir.
If you were to give an official prediction, how does the fight play out, you versus Efe Ajagba on January 14th?
Me winning by knockout. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I'm not the greatest predictor. I can't say that I'm a Muhammad Ali for us in that field. I'm not a great predictor. I just go out there and if the knockout presents itself, I'm definitely going to take it. You know, I see that I can hurt him. I feel like I'm a great finisher, and I'm going to try to get him up out of there. But a win is a win, a W is a W. However I win, I'm going to do that. I'm going out there to going for the victory. When you're playing football, whether you blow up, or basketball, whether you blow a team out by a field goal or a game-winning shot, or a blowout, it's still a victory. It still shows up in the box score as the same result. So a knockout or a unanimous decision or any kind of decision, a victory is a victory, period.
And I can hear the confidence in your voice. So I definitely would not be betting against it. Not only is this a big name opponent, but in terms of you marketing yourself, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs because it is a main event on ESPN. And I mentioned you come from a boxing family. You were involved in boxing as early as 3 years old. I spoke to your father, Brian Shaw. He said that he used to put a hairbrush up to you as a fake microphone, and you would use that as an opportunity to do interviews. You've been practicing this for a long time, so you've been ready for this moment. Are you looking at this not just as a big fight and a tough opponent, but also maybe your launch pad, into the world of heavyweight boxing contenders to get to that level as a world title challenger? I know that you said you want to put your stamp on the heavyweight division. Is this your moment to put a stamp on the heavyweight division?
Absolutely. That's why I took the fight, because I feel like it is an opportunity for me to become a world title contender. You know what I mean? And to throw my name up there with some of the best heavyweights in the world. And I feel like this is definitely a launching pad, and I'm ready.
And, I don't want to look too far ahead because this is a tough challenge. And as you said, you can only plan so much.
I don't want to look too far ahead. This is a task that I have in front of me. And I don't want to overshadow my opponent, because I understand he's coming to win. He's coming to fight. You know what I mean? He has a family. He's a man, and I'm not underestimating him whatsoever. I'm just confident in myself and my ability, and I'm coming to be victorious, no matter what, no matter what. But definitely, again, I feel like this is a launching pad for bigger and better opportunities after this.
And so I won't ask you any specific next opponent because you have Efe Ajagba in front of you. But let me ask you the question this way. I'm sure you've thought about becoming heavyweight champion of the world. You know who the fighters at the top are. You've sparred with a lot of them as well. Is there any dream matchup that down one day down the line that you'd love to have and have that opportunity to become heavyweight champion? Have you visualized this?
Yes, I'd love to have a collision with Anthony Joshua, man. I love to have a collision with Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? I feel like those are easily the top two biggest names in the game. You know what I mean? Alexander Usyk. You know what I mean? All of those guys. You know what I mean? Those are great opportunities. You know what I mean? Life-changing opportunities. You know what I mean? Against those guys, and I feel like I can be victorious. And I will be victorious once I step in with those guys. You know what I mean? That's how much I have confidence in myself. And you're supposed to have this kind of confidence in yourself. I'm never going to underestimate myself against nobody, not even King Kong, because I'm Godzilla.
It's well said. And so to close it out, you're going to have a lot of new eyeballs on you, during this fight and after this fight. But for people listening to you now and your fans and supporters, what would be your message to them? I'm sure that, they're going to be tuning in on January 14th.
Man, tune in. You know what I mean? Tune in and watch the launch of Stephan Big Shot Shaw making a stamp on the heavyweight division. I appreciate and love all of my supporters. All of my day one supporters, new common supporters, you know what I mean? Keep supporting me. And I'm going to try to give you guys the best shows that I possibly can and do it well and come out good and safe. You know what I mean? Not too harmed, you know what I mean? Because this is definitely a tough sport. And it's a dangerous sport. And as we seen in the David Morrell and forgot what that other guy name is, but just that's just to name one fight. You know what I mean? So again, I love and appreciate everybody that supports me, and tune in January 14th, and I will not disappoint. And like I say, just keep on supporting me, and I'm gonna fight for you guys, man.
It's well said. And if there's a message there that's happened in the sports world in the last few days, of course, it's right. These are sports. This is important, but safety is most important. And getting back to your family safe is most important. I did have one final question for you, because, you know, I can hear we talked about you being a man of faith, and you are someone who does things the right way. And you've been in this game, you know, you're only 30 years old right now, which is really young for a heavyweight, but you've been doing this since you were 3 years old. And I'm sure there was a lot of ups and downs in that process, in that journey. And I'm just wondering if you maybe have some words of encouragement for anyone listening, whatever they're going through in their life, their own journey, their own path. You're continuing to get up every day and work as hard as you can, and you're now getting rewarded with this big opportunity. Any words of encouragement for anyone listening?
Man, never give up on your dreams. Always work hard, and never listen to what anybody tell you that you can't be and what you can't accomplish. You know what I mean? Man, you know, be a soldier. You know what I mean? Persevere. You know what I mean? Perseverance is the key to anything. You know, consistency, hard work, and dedication. You know what I mean? As cliche as it is, Mayweather, that's it. You know what I mean? Hard work and dedication, man. No matter what you do, whether you're a boxer, whether you're a reporter, whether you're a weatherman, whether you're a grocery store bagger, you know what I mean? Just work hard for whatever you want in life, and keep the faith and pray. Pray every single day, through the good times, through the bad times. You know, give God the praise, because if you give God the praise and give God the glory, he's going to give you the reward. And that's something that I stuck to, that my mom and dad, you know, instilled in me since I was a little kid, man. And that's what I try to give my children. And that's my message to the whole entire world. Keep fighting, stay strong, and you're going to break through anything, and enjoy the journey, no matter how hard it gets.
It's really well said, and you're a living testament to that. You've put in the hard work, and there's a lot more hard work to come. But now you have this huge opportunity. Your next step is against Efe Ajagba. It's on January 14th. Sir. It's headlining on ESPN. Stephan Big Shot Shaw, I want to thank you so much for the time. Keep inspiring, keep motivating people. I'm going to be tuning in. I recommend everyone else does that as well. And I hope to talk to you soon, my friend.
Thank you, bro. Take care, man.
Thank you for listening to Ask the Experts with Curran Bhatia.